good. We're here. This is the launch of the Richmond and Urban Work Placement Scheme. So we're going to look to try and get some of the Portsmouth community youth groups into some work experience in Richmond Motor Group. So yeah, it's all gone quiet. Present.
Guys, thank you very much for coming. It's not all about the engagement activities. All of you guys here, I see you guys week in, week out. It's great to sort of like keep coming to the basketball sessions, volleyball sessions, football sessions. But we want to sort of like do more than that because we feel like we're responsible for, in as much as like you've got your parents looking after you, you spending a lot of time with us. We have to make sure we provide you with opportunities so you can do better in life. It's a great opportunity for us to be working with Richmond Motor Group because they have so many things that they can offer to you guys, and then make sure you grow up in that corporate environment for you to have a better chance for the future.
I'm Andrew. I work at Richmond Motor Group. Abi, Richmond Motor Group as well. We were with Drama on a guinea trip. One evening we just kind of said to them, what can Richmond Motor Group do to help out more in the community in Portsmouth? And Drama said one of the biggest impacts would be giving you guys the opportunity to come and have a day at Richmond in a corporate environment, in an office environment, in a professional environment, just to expose you to that and just see what you think, and that'll give you an opportunity to work out hopefully what direction you want to go in the future, but also benefit you when you want to go and apply for a job or anything else. So that's what me and Abi have put together, a little project, kind of Richmond workplace scheme. And the idea is exactly like I just said, is that any of you guys that are interested, we've got some forms here, just put your name down, put your telephone number down, and we'll get in touch and we'll get you into one of the departments in the business for a day and work alongside some of the guys there. And we've got workshops, so it could be technicians and working on cars directly. We've got the showroom, so it could be a sales position. Behind the scenes, back office stuff, admin, accounts, HR, which is what Abi does. I work in the fleet department, I head of the fleet department, which is a slightly different type of sales. It's business to business, it's corporate sales. So there's all these different kind of areas that you could experience if you wanted to. And we're willing to kind of sit down with you, plan the day, make sure it's structured, make sure you're not going to be sitting there making tea for people, make sure you get something out of it, and speak with the department managers before you go in and then come out of it with something to decide. And you never know that in the future, if Richmond are then offering an opportunity, a job opportunity, and you guys want to apply for it, if you've done some work experience there already, you're already kind of one foot ahead of the next person who's competing for that job. So that's the idea behind it. I'll just quickly tell you a little bit about me, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about her career-wise. I'm not particularly academic. I did my GCSEs and everything else, and then from there I didn't take the traditional route of going through A-levels and so on because I really don't like sitting in front of a computer. Still now I can't sit for more than 2 hours at a time. I have to get up and go and move around and do something. I did a vocational qualification instead. I did an advanced GMBQ, business studies and hospitality management. And it taught me all different areas of business, so like I say accounts and HR, all this kind of stuff, as well as businesses and how to run a business. But I did that and then followed on to a HND, High National Diploma, again business studies and hospitality management. And finished education when I was 19. I then went into Hilton Hotels and went on their training management scheme. Got a place in there, and then from there into the motor industry. Mainly because I had a friend in the motor industry at the time who was selling cars and needed a new car every kind of few months. So I thought it'd be great. And I didn't have to work late nights. But what I'm trying to get across to you there is you don't have to go, and it'd be great if you can go off for university and the traditional route and all that kind of stuff, but there's kind of people, not everybody's like that. And if you're not that way inclined, there's still routes to become successful. So now I'm head of fleet, I report directly to the owner of the business. I've got 10 people in my department beneath me. We're selling, delivering 2,500 cars a year just from us 10 to businesses like Coca-Cola, BT, Dewsons, it's just a few. All the Uber cars and stuff you see up in London, if it's an MG or a Hyundai, came from my department here in Portsmouth. So that's what I've done over the last 20 years. Like I said, without a top end degree or anything else. So even if you're not that inclined, you can still do well. What you've got to do is put yourself in a position, to put yourself in an opportunity and get yourself out. And kind of to be here today is the first. It's exactly that. You know, you've got to position yourself where you're going to have opportunities in front of you. You know, so always do that. And that's not in person. I think Portsmouth Council had a jobs fair kind of thing, recruitment fair a little while ago. even at your age now, just go down there and just get involved, talk to people. Put yourself out there. And then on social media as well. LinkedIn, you guys know what LinkedIn is? Yeah, you're on there, get yourself on there, profile, and just put yourself out there as well. You've got to put yourself in front of people, you've got to sell yourself if you want to be getting a career and everything else.
So I'm actually a dancer, so I started dancing when I was 2.5. And that's always what I wanted to do. I thought, that's it, I'm going to dance, that's what I want to do. And I always wanted to have my own dance school, so I did. Straight from school, I went to college, got all my dance teachers' qualifications, and then at like 19, I opened my own dance school. I did that for about 8 years, did really well, loved every minute of it. And then COVID happened, and it literally just wiped out the whole industry. It was gone. So I was like, right, okay. I was lucky enough to already have a part-time job at Richmond, because I have quite a lot of energy and I used to get bored during the day. So I used to teach from like 3 till 9. So during the day, everyone else was at work, so I got bored. So I worked at Richmond in the HR department. And when COVID happened, I was lucky enough that I got to go full-time at Richmond. And they said, we'll train you and you can stay in HR. So I did an apprenticeship with Richmond in HR for 18 months. And then after I finished that, I did the next part of the qualification, which is level 5, which I finish in December. So I have 3 weeks left, I'm not counting or anything. I have 3 weeks left of that. And then, I'm fully qualified now in HR. So in the last 2 years, I've sort of changed from what I thought I was going to do forever to something completely different. I never thought I'd be working behind a desk. I couldn't think of anything worse. But I've got used to it. I've definitely got used to it.
So you've also got apprenticeship programs with the Richmond Motor Group as well. In the workshop, we're always taking on apprenticeships and stuff. And I think you're a certain age to do that. So that's something to look at in the future as well.
16 to
I'm just going to ask the age I can apply for the apprenticeship.
16?
Yeah, 16 you can start your apprenticeship. Yeah, straight from school. I think they're anything from like 2 to 3 years. You can be complete in that.
And is that in the sales department or what do you call it?
You can do apprenticeships in quite a lot.
Technicians?
Yeah, technicians, marketing, they do an apprenticeship in marketing, accounts.
Are there like any, kind of like jobs available for like, people like our age? Like maybe like some placements or internships or anything?
So you say you're age, what kind of age are you? Sorry?
I'm 17.
You're 17. So you're looking for like a part-time job to go around your, So there's positions, especially kind of weekends and stuff like that. There's positions on reception, there's a cafe and things. So there's things like that that are quite casual hours type things where you could
easier.
I don't know if there's any vacancies there at the moment after work.
Will I get paid if, as a trainee, will I get paid in about like my college fees and that? Will I get paid for it?
What, you specifically?
No, I'm just asking.
I'm sure he's going to look up.
No, I'm asking for the
So the program we put together is more about, again, 15, 16-year-olds, I guess, that kind of age group, that when you're getting to GCSE level and stuff like that, if you just want to get exposed to kind of a professional environment. So it's more of a work experience type thing. So nothing structured pay on that, but like I said, it's the opportunities that lead off of that then.
Okay.
And also, like Abi said, she's fully qualified in HR. I've recruited enough people in my time. So if any of you guys are ever, we're going to come around to some of the youth group sessions, the volleyball sessions and stuff as well. So if you guys want any help with applications for jobs, or writing CVs, or getting yourself on LinkedIn and stuff like that, we'll sit down and help you with a bit of coaching with regards to an interview. If you get that fast for jobs and stuff, we can help out there as well.
It's a great question, because that was what I was going to ask. Because I spoke to some of the parents yesterday, because I think on our Eventbrite link we basically said 16, and some of the parents were basically asking if, for instance, like their kids, Elijah, for instance, I spoke to the mother yesterday, really interested, but she said because Elijah is only 13? Going to 14. If at 14 years old, can he be sort of like exposed to that sort of like environment? So my question was really, if they're 14, can they still come to the office one day in that month to sort of like shadow and then look how things done in Richmond.
Yeah. And wife, really, the idea is we sit down, you work out which department you want to do, we get the experience in. Like I say, now there's some structure behind it today as to what you're going to do. But yeah, 14.
Yeah. And what year are you in?
9.
What options have you taken then? ICT?
Yeah, I'm taking food tech, history, and music.
Oh, cool.
I was going to ask if you grew up in Portsmouth or at least Hampshire, and this is something that sort of, you know, you want to give back to the community you grew up in, or did you grow up somewhere else and you just wanted it for the community you're local to? Good question.
So, I grew up in the Midlands actually, Leamington Spa, so it's just south of Birmingham. And I moved down here when I was working for Hilton as a training manager. You do the course, then they put you into a placement in a hotel. And I got placed in the Hilton in Portsmouth at the top of Easton Road as front of house manager there. I did that for a couple of years. So that's why I moved down here. But to do that and then to move away basically from Portsmouth. So it's not specific about giving back to the area that I grew up in, because I didn't grow up in here. It's just about giving back, you know, and going with Drama and these guys to Guinea, kind of the impact that has on you. It makes you think about what you take for granted, and the opportunities I had when I was growing up. I kind of got loads of opportunities for anyone, to be fair, and the youth and the kids and stuff out there that don't have those. So it's just about giving back to them. I've got 2 kids as well. I've got a 14-year-old and I've got an 11-year-old. Do everything I can to make sure they've got the opportunities, but not everybody has. So that's why I'm here today. So try and help you guys if I can, that's all. You grew up in Portsmouth, didn't you?
I did.
You were Portsmouth.
I did.
Yeah.
Not that anyone's being told. I did. The same as Andrew going to Africa, we just wanted to carry on, didn't we? Something back here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Are you at college?
Yeah, I'm at college, in my second year of college.
What are you studying?
Business, politics and economics.
So what is it you would like to be?
Not a politician, please.
That is a valid career choice.
I'm thinking about either pursuing an apprenticeship with cybersecurity or marketing or something to do with that, or train to be a personal trainer and then go on to do that in a big city. But you know, I'm not sure what I want to do right now, but it's one of those.
So it might be good to try a bit of both and see what you enjoy
Yeah,
first.
I did some work experience in the summer at the Nottingham Building Society in Marple, which is good, and it was interesting to see. You know, it's sort of similar to this, but it was a week long. So yeah, it's helpful to get work experience, and I really recommend all the kids to take up the opportunity. So it is good and it's helpful to have in your CV.
That's a step for somebody at 8 years old, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of 8-year-olds at the
Very
moment sat behind a PlayStation like this, not talking to anybody. So
Very
this is all good. It's all good experience. It's all good.
Sinead?
Was it always something that you wanted to do ever since like you were young, or was it like you had something else that you wanted to do when you were young, and then there's a point where you're like, wait, maybe I do want to do something like in business, cars.
What, my career?
Yeah.
I've always liked cars. Like I said, he likes design of Ghani when I was there. the Lamborghini Countach, that was the one I liked when I was growing up. Yeah. I kind of headed down the business in Hilton just because that's where I got a job. And then I was working all the hours in the hotels, kind of like till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Money isn't great, to be honest. And I had a mate, like I said, in the industry that was earning better money than me and working better hours than me and stuff. So I thought, well, I can give that a go and just progress from there. And I like the cars and stuff anyway. So, and the social side of it as well. Like I said, I'm not one of those guys that can sit there and design on a computer all day long and sit in front of a screen all day. So being able to get up and talk to people is good. So that's why. And just once you start on a path, and Abi managed to get and change your path, but once you start on a path, you get to a certain level, it's difficult to change anyway. But not that I would. I quite enjoy what I do. So. Your turn. Yeah.
My name is Mike. I'm his brother.
Okay.
I like art and video games.
He said they were always going.
What's your favourite game?
Huh?
What's your favourite game?
I'd say I have 3. Roblox, Sonic 2 and Cheeky Chase.
Nice.
What subjects do you enjoy at school?
I like art and math.
Are you good at it? Is that why you like it? Yeah.
I'm really good at it.
Everybody say so myself.
End of last year, the teacher wrote, he is a mathematician. Literally.
Wow.
He was barely 3. You throw numbers at him, multiplication, addition, just stare at you and he'll give you the answer. So yeah, when it comes to numbers, he's something else.
What about you? Last one.
I'm Malachi, and I don't actually live. I live over in Southampton,
Okay.
and I go to Regent's Park Community College.
Uh-huh.
And my main hobby is football, but I do BTEC in school and business studies. So I like to just go out, play football, do some type of sport or something like that.
Oh, cool. So we've got the leadership paper in Southampton as well, so we can sort something out over there. That's what you do.
Yeah,
That's being more into sport and things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what sort of stuff is involved in your BTEC then?
Pardon?
You do a BTEC.
Yeah.
What sort of stuff do you do within that?
Well, currently we're looking at about maybe how muscles and stuff like that work, where to locate them, and maybe how you can get other people into sports that maybe have done sports before but given up because of certain reasons.
Yeah.
And how to get them maybe into the sport again.
So is that a BTEC in sports science, is it?
Yeah, just BTEC sport. Yeah,
So you do GCSE PE as well?
yeah.
It's probably a big sexual nutrition and stuff like that as well, isn't it? Yeah.
I did that. It's really interesting.
Not sure how that fits with what we can do,
No.
but always think about it. I'm sure we can, even if it's just you want to get in maybe marketing or something like that.
Yeah.
For designers and things.
Yeah.
Might be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, to do stuff like that, have to be able to sell yourself.
Yeah.
So marketing and sales.
Or in, sales.
Yes.
Yeah, sales, you have to be able to sell yourself. So seeing these guys, what they do on a daily basis, how you talk to people, customer service and all these different things will be very important for you.
It's very important these days in customer service.
Yeah. Building confidence as well, isn't it? To be honest.
So do you guys have like a leadership course that you do for your heads of services and stuff like that? Because I'm just thinking in terms of Malachi, because you need leadership qualities to do sports, that sort of stuff. Is there something like that's parallel to that in the business world, where it's supporting people that have got, such as Andrew, because he's got a team of 10, and you need to be able to lead them and motivate them and understand them, that sort of thing. Similar to if you're in the football team, you've got your team captain, you're team captain, and when you're on the guinea trip, we're not team captain. Well, from the assumptions, that's why you look like.
I don't know, I'm trying to think of something specific which is that way based, but
So you do get put on courses, don't you? And
yeah, from my perspective,
training.
throughout the year, throughout my career, on courses and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
maybe if that's what you're looking at, then maybe you shadow. We've got the transaction managers basically that are selling and show them.
Yeah.
They effectively organise the sales guys that are out there and show.
Yeah.
So, they know which cars are available for sale and
Okay.
and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And possibly in the finance options and stuff like that. So they're effectively managing a team of salespeople out there on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. So and for like different leadership styles, do they?
Oh, definitely.
Very controversial.
Definitely.
But if that's something specifically you're looking at, then maybe you might have to chat with them. Maybe you shadow that person rather than the salesperson.
Yeah.
Or maybe start with the salesperson, and then the next time you can do a placement, move into that office and sit with the guy who's organising the salespeople and see how it differs between the two.
Yeah, because I was thinking that's quite a good opportunity in terms of like coming in for a day, because it's not just job specific stuff, is it? Because there's all those other soft skills where like you learn how people manage other people, how people manage their time, how to deal with your co-workers, what to say, what not to say, how to carry yourself, that sort of stuff. Because I think from just going around the table, they've each got different things that they want to do, which if you're looking at it black and white wouldn't necessarily fit to what you've got in Richmond. But because I've had to go through that process where I went down the uni route, didn't have any experience, had to get experience in a totally different field, then move into the current field that I am. just having that office experience and talking to people that actually have a 9-to-5 job, just seeing how they carry themselves, how the whole workplace works, and how to navigate that actually really helped, because it increases your confidence. It doesn't matter what you eventually choose to do in terms of your careers, but just view that day as an opportunity to learn about how people work within a job. So if you ask them, what time does your day start?
8:30.
8:30. What time does your day start when you go to school?
10.
That's college, see? That's why you should go to college. And the guys that are at primary school, what time do you start at school?
9.
Yeah? Is that everyone around the room?
Yeah.
No, I thought 8:30. Yes.
8:30. 8:30. So it's quite parallel to what you guys do at school, because school prepares you in terms of structuring yourselves for a job. So there's what's on offer here is a different version of that for you to actually see what the end product will be, and for you to actually speak to people that have been working for a long time within their jobs and can actually give you some of those cheat codes. If you think about a video game, you can play really hard and it's difficult for you to go to the next level, unless if someone tells you how to get to that next level, or you've got a cheat code. They're doing both because they can offer you the opportunity where you can ask them any question, and it doesn't have to be like a specific question. It might be something that like you find that you're quite interested in knowing about. Just ask that question because they're there for you, they're there to help you. So when you're on that day, wherever it will be, just ask, even if it's where's the coffee? How do you like your coffee? That sort of thing. Because it's all about learning, because you will have to do something similar. Because when you started at school, you had to make friends. When you go to a job environment, you're going to have co-workers that you're going to have to make friends with. So when you're on your day, you're going to find out the people that you're going to be working with or working around. Have a chat with them, speak to them, get comfortable with them. Because ultimately, in any job, it's all about teamwork. I know at school sometimes when you're doing your exams, it's all about individual effort. When you're in the work environment, it's totally different, isn't it? Because it's all about what you guys can do together to achieve more. Monica, that's why I was asking you, how's the rest of the team going?
Yeah.
In terms of your training? Because it's not just about you. You can do your own part, but if you don't work with your team, you don't succeed at it, do you? That's the way to think about it. So each of you asked a different question or talked about something different. You learn from each other because you're a group. And that's how you go forward. Yep.
Was it what you expected it to be?
I didn't have any expectations, so I don't really know what it was, but I think it was helpful, and I think it's great for all the younger kids, because it means they get a lot of opportunities that most kids don't get at a young age, and it sets them up on the right path.
Yes, I agree with what he was saying, and we were really, they talked about a lot of opportunities for obviously the young people, and obviously like our age right now, because we're 17, 18 range, and then they were saying how there's a lot of placements and apprenticeships available, so it's really good.
Nice. Is it helpful for you?
Yeah, I found it really helpful for me. I guess it kind of helped me figure out what I kind of want to do with my life in the future.
Yeah, same. It helped us think about different opportunities and getting started early. Wait.
Yeah. And what department?
I probably like to do the marketing department probably.
Because it relates to what you do, or
I'd quite like to do the IT department that they were talking about, because I want to do computer science in the future. So.
Yeah, but some of the words I didn't really understand.
No, what didn't you understand?
A few words I didn't know what they meant. But
I think that it was it was a good experience, and I'd like to come here a bit more to learn about this and maybe for a future job.
Okay. So do you have more of an idea of what you want to do, or?
not really now.
Yeah, I
what
have
I
more
want
of
to
an
do.
idea maybe to get more into sales, maybe a bit of stock marketing or something like that.
I've always wanted a job like my dad's, because you get to go to cool countries and meet lots of people and sort of go on the track to be like him. I know what I'm going to be when I'm older.
What's that?
When I'm older, I'm going to be an artist, because because I'm an ultimate and I want to be a YouTuber.
I want to be a YouTuber too.
I thought they really listened actually. I thought they were
Yeah, I was going to say that. They all
Yeah.
seem really interested. They all seem to be taking it in. Yeah, I think it's something we need to build on, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll grow.
Keep going with it and do some more of these sessions. But like I said during the thing, it's just exposing them to this situation, where they're not forced, but asked to speak in public in front of people and all that kind of stuff. Just little steps like that. And then a lot of them are quite young here today, but going forward, I'm sure we can help them with the work placements, keep on and get them to Richmond. There's a couple of older ones there that are already interested, so
I think that'd be great.
yeah. So the actual days, we're looking to do kind of one a month at the moment, see how we go. But coming down to these kind of workshops, I think Drama is just saying we should come down to the volleyball sessions, basketball sessions, and just drop in for 10-15 minutes and start getting to know the kids. It's probably a better way of doing it, rather than standing up a bit more formal like this and talk as them, present to them. Just go and interact with them in a more comfortable environment. Talk to them about it, and hopefully that'll lead on to a few more being interested and us being able to help. So yeah.
Thanks.
It went really well. I think this is like a different ball game for especially the kids. For these young people, like they've never been exposed to this sort of like corporate environment before. So it's very important moving forward to keep bringing them in, and then bringing professionals in to keep talking to them about opportunities out there. It's not all about the engagement activities we provide them, but what's very important for us is how can they go out of these sessions and then think about professional environment and the other opportunities out there apart from the engagement activities. I mean, as you can see, they really enjoyed it. Thanks to Richmond for putting this in place. But the crowd is definitely going to get bigger and bigger. We've got 142 young kids we engage with every week, and we're going to go to some of them and then pitch the opportunities. So it should be really good.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed listening to Andrew and Abi, like just in terms of like how their careers evolved and what the opportunity at Richmond meant for them. I mean, for Abi, like for a lifelong dream to just end because of COVID, then having like the flexibility that Richmond had and the apprenticeship that she was talking about, that was like quite eye-opening because I went through a similar situation where I went to uni for a different course, but I ended up on a totally different career path. I was still able to use some of that because it's all applicable, but just to have the kids listen to people that are within the industry, just telling them how their lives evolved and how Richmond facilitated that growth, that was really great for me.